see you in a minute. It's not a big issue. I've done it on the train, where I've booked tickets and they've ended up being different tickets, and I've gone, I'll see you in an hour and a half, I've got an iPod. But
So you went first class and that's
luck. That's luck. That's circumstance. One is policy. Surely you can just see the difference between a principle and a bit of luck.
But it's what you get used to at the end of the day. I mean, I'm not walking past them and slapping them on the back of the head. I'm getting on, and it's just that's where they sit, that's where we sit. Like men and women going into a separate toilet.
Carl, let's put this I mean, obviously this is too much for your head to... You're on a bus, right, and there's a few white people, and
I'm the driver.
And they're being racist to a black kid.
Right, I go, if I'm driving, I'd go, listen, lads, stop that, will you?
If you're going to be racist, can you get off at the next stop and do it there?
You know, we've all had a tough day. It's the end of the day. We just all want to go home. We've all been working. Right. He's not in your way. He's sat in his own seat. Sit back. Calm down. Had enough.
But what if they said, no, we usually sit there. We want that seat. Would you think the black kid's a troublemaker? Or just would you go, come on, just move, mate. It'd be peaceful.
I'd go, what do you want to do? Do you want to move so this is calm down? Or
no, you shouldn't say that. He doesn't matter if he wants to move or not. It's his right not to move.
Do what you want, then. If you want to stay there and fight your own
No. He wants to stay there. Don't you surely you want to be on the side of right.
I'm just doing my job here. I'm sat driving a bus. I'm driving a bus for 30 quid a week here. I'm getting a load of grief off some people at the end of the day.
But think bigger than the bus rule. It's not just a bus thing. Right? Just imagine that you're not a bus driver. Alright,
no, but that's what we're talking about here.
But yes, but Ricky's trying to make a point. It's an analogy again. It's about you taking some kind of responsibility that could put you in harm's way. Yeah. It could mean that you've got to stand up to danger or to bullies or to aggression.
If someone's attacking Suzanne, she goes, Carl, help. You go, no, I could get her.
Because I know the full story here. But this is what I'm saying about Rosie What's-it. I'm just saying, she sat on the bus. How did it work? She got on the bus, she sat where she wanted.
No, I'll tell you how it worked. The middle section of the bus, black people could sit there, but it was up to the driver's discretion to change where black people could sit, depending on the number of white passengers that got on. So she sat in a seat, some more and more white passengers get on, so this bloke decides, well no, actually this is no longer the black section, there's no black section, because there's enough white people, you've got to stand up. And she decided, no, I'm not going to get up. It's my right to be able to sit on this bus, as a person, as a human being, not whether or black or white. And that was why she got arrested.
Well, she lost in the end, didn't she?
What do you mean she lost in the end? There's a black president.
Yeah, but it's not because of her getting on a bus. That's just because times changed.
Yes, in a way it is.
I don't know.
Because she became a spearhead of the civil rights movement that was spearheaded by Martin Luther King.
But all those little things go towards change.
On a different bus, on a different day, it might not have turned out that way. That's what I'm saying. It might have been, you know, someone else who goes, get off, who's been in the right mood, might have been in the pub all afternoon. And she's there going, I'm not moving, and he's fed up, he's up to her with it.
So she's pissed up now.
She's pissed up now.
No, the person sat next to her.
Yeah.
Might have even been a black bloke. He's been working hard, and he's like, I don't want this.
But it's interesting you say that.
The bus pulls over, the police are called in.
But you say this, it's interesting you say that, because in the Rosa Parks incident, there were a number of other black men, all of whom did stand up. I think 5 of them were there, and 4 of them stood up, and she stayed sat down. So there was 4 people there who did choose the easier route, the easier life, and she stayed sat down, and she's the one who went to prison, and she's the one who's remembered, because of what she did on that day.
It's difficult, isn't it? If I was on there, I'd weigh her up. You know, is this woman doing this as like a good cause, or is she just a trouble causer? Because she just seems like, you know, I'll do what I want. Now that's fine. You'll always get people who do what they want, and they do change the little rules along the way. But I bet when she was doing it, it wasn't like a big stand up. This is the day I'm going to do it. It's just happened to. She was fed up that day. She didn't want to get up. Lazy. She might just go around law breaking all the time, and she's remembered now because she'd made a change about bus seats. Well, when she got up that morning, did she say I'm going to do that, or has she been fly tipping before she got on the bus? This is what I'm saying. Is she just you know?
No, she's not a troublemaker. She's someone who already had a burgeoning interest in the civil rights. I mean, I really thought the Rosa Parks incident was pretty cut and dry. The fact that Carl's managed to find an ambiguity in it is extraordinary.
I love it.
Tell me something else about Rosie Parks.
Oh, for God's sake. I don't know what she's got to do to win you around, Carl. Honestly, I didn't realise it would be this difficult.
Thomas Jefferson, you know who he is, once observed, a nation as a society forms a moral person, and every member of it is personally responsible for his society. But Jefferson's fellow countryman, as you know, the American writer and intellectual Randolph Bourne, noted some years later, society is one vast conspiracy for carving one into a kind of statue it likes, and then placing it in the most convenient niche it has. So one saying, no, this is why we're moral people. The society is great for us. It turns us into responsible people, okay? And we should love that society and make sure it's perpetuated. But Bourne said, no, it's just a way to mould someone into what it likes and put it into a little box so it can't hurt anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's not, again, it's...
No, both of them are right.
Both of them are right, but they contradict.
They're both opinions.
There's certainly opinions.
But I mean, I don't know why I am the way I am. It just happens, doesn't it? You know, I don't like killing a fly. No one would stop me if I did. But there's something in me that goes, don't do that.
Right, so this is a very important theory, because you're basically saying, well, you could be saying one of two things. You could be saying that goodness is innate.
Not likely.
No. Or he could be saying that there's a morality that transcends rules and society pressure. Whether or something's legal or not doesn't mean that you have to do it because it's legal. And
there was a bit of trouble in our yard the other day,
right,
between a wasp and a cricket.
No, the thing is there any point to this at all, or are you just going to tell us you saw?
Are you going to extrapolate some analogy from this?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah,
let's see. So there's a wasp.
Yeah, well, so I'll scenario.
As you said, sorry, just to clarify, as you said, it was kicking off.
Right, okay.
Scenario.
So you're looking out your window.
No, I'm in the kitchen by the sink.
Yeah.
Washing up. We've got a new sink. We've got a dishwasher as well. But I said, well, I'll use a sink. We paid for it. Let's give it a go.
So you're like a Luddite threatened by the technology. You're thinking your worth will be taken away, your reason in the world will be taken away by the dishwasher. So no, Suzanne, we've got a dishwasher, but I am going to carry on. You're going to need me. I want to show I'm needed.
I wanted to use it. It's like, I don't understand that if someone's got a really nice car but they have a chauffeur, drive it. It's yours. Enjoy it. Enjoy your car.
Well,
feel a gear change. Yeah, but you don't drive.
No, I know.
Yeah, so that's alright. But what I'm saying is, I've got a sink, I've got a dishwasher. What am I doing? If I put the dishwasher on, what am I going to do? I'm just going to sit down and do nothing. Probably. Wash up then. Do something useful. I do a better job than the machine does.
Well, get rid of the machine altogether then?
No, because sometimes I might want to go for a walk or something.
Why don't you go for a walk all the time? It's good for you.
I've had a walk in the morning. Anyway, so I'm washing up.
That was all the prelude to the wasp and the cricket story. It better be fucking good to top that.
His life's so complicated. For a man who does nothing at all, right? His life is so complicated.
No, because it's the same thing. The kitchen's fairly new.
Alright, you're washing up.
Okay, right. You're using a new sink. The dishwasher's there. It's not doing anything. It's not even plugged in. It's pointless. What's going on?
I'm washing up the few plates.
Right.
The kitchen door's open.
Right.
Suzanne says, "Oh my God, look at that!
What?
There's a wasp and a cricket having a wrestle." I've never seen it before.
Right. Wait! Are you sure this wasn't Mexican television and it actually was a sporting event?
Dressed up.
Yeah.
So they're there wrestling, and I was like, "Well, stop them then." So
Stop! Whoa! You don't interfere with fucking Rosa Parks. Why are you interfering with a wasp and a cricket?
Because one, I didn't even know they didn't get on, to be honest.
So this is much bigger metaphor than black and white.
Because listen,
this is more important than apartheid and segregation, Tim.
I didn't even know they didn't get on, to be honest. Because they were sort of wrestling. I said, and my hands were wet, so I couldn't do anything. I always overdo it with the fairy liquid.
Yeah, sure.
So she's there. I say, separate them.
Poor Suzanne!
So she uses a tea towel, flicks them.
Clever. Good thinking.
The wasp goes its own way. The cricket's sort of jumping about a bit.
But who was fighting it?
So I'm sort of saying that is really weird, because wasps are changing quicker than anything else that I keep my eye on.
Okay, well that's just your theory and it's not based on anything.
Well, I told you a couple of years back I saw one eating chicken. They shouldn't be doing it. So anyway, so now they're causing trouble with a cricket.
Whoa, how do you know it was the wasp's fault? This is prejudice. Why do you think it was the wasp's fault? What if the cricket would have started it? What if the cricket's got a society to go, we hate wasps, we hate their stripes. We hate them. If they come here, fight them. If everyone comes down here, fight them. How do you know it wasn't the cricket that started that?
Well, I suppose at that time I didn't, but since...
Oh, subsequent information.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay,
So
this is
anyway,
like
Columbo, isn't it?
yeah.
so I saw all that, we broke it up, the cricket was sort of shaking a bit.
Definitely not! Definitely not!
It was shaking a little bit.
Yeah.
So I sort of prodded it, put a little leaf over it because it was a hot day. Thought I'd put a leaf there so it doesn't get overheated.
I love
I'll
this,
keep an eye
like
on
it's
it.
done the marathon. It's got a little, it's got Mars on the leaf, written on the leaf, and now it's just walking over the little medal.
So Suzanne, I'd leave it for a bit.
Leave
Get
it.
on.
What did
About
you
half
say?
an hour, about left it for half an hour.
What did Suzanne want to do? She wanted to interfere, did she? What did she want to do? Just sort of like...
No, she just sort of said leave it, stop messing with it. It's probably a little bit knocked out, a little bit stunned.
Sure, let's
Right.
get on with our lives, she said. Yeah.
So I put the leaf on it.
You've got in too much very liquid. Why don't we use the dishwasher?
We go-
Costs us 400 quid, you dirty bald cunt.
So we go off, and half an hour later I get back and I said I'm going to go on to the
Where'd you
cricket.
go? Where'd you go?
Just for a walk.
But hold on, why didn't you put the dish in the dishwasher and go for a walk? I don't understand. So now now as a dishwasher sitting there bone idle, you're washing up when you could be walking, and then you're still
Well, it's
walking.
a good job I didn't go for a walk though, wasn't it? Because how would that have turned out?
That fight.
I don't know.
There would have just been a
So
pool of
anyway,
blood on your back door.
So I've been out, back in, have a look, cricket's still there, noticed one of its legs gone.
Oh,
Don't know if the wasp did that, or the tea towel flick.
or it was already disabled, and that's why the wasp thought this is an easy one. What if the wasp was helping it?
It wasn't, no, honestly.
What
it was
excuse
such a
me, Mr.
commotion.
Wasp, because we're such friends and humans don't understand us, and anyone interfered will definitely don't understand us, right? He's not an entomologist,
Well,
right?
this is when I got the computer out,
Right,
had a look, and it's a, what was it called? I
brilliant.
can't remember. What happened is, the wasp apparently does this a lot, and it stings them in the head.
Well, not this particular. There wasn't like a little profile of this particular wasp.
Yeah,
Or a kind of
It's just
police
it's just
website.
an incident that
Just
happens a
generally
lot
happens within
between
wasps,
wasps and crickets.
Right.
So it stung it in the head, and what happens is it's that whole thing that we've talked about before, where it lays an egg.
Right.
So I was sort of having a look, seeing if I could see any sort of holes in its head, and it just kept sort of moving its one leg, like, oh, I can't handle this. So
It's moving its one leg.
it was sort of just moving its one leg quite slowly, like it's just come
But so
out
you got
from
one
an
leg, but it's
operation.
lost one leg, you said?
Yeah, it's lost one.
Yeah, it's moving 5 legs slowly.
No, it's just it's one big one.
We've got one big leg.
One big leg at the back now. It's normally got 2 that it uses to jump.
Oh, I see. So, okay.
So it's now it's
Right.
only got one. It's sort of like, oh, it looks groggy.
Is it not a grasshopper if it's jump? Is it not? What colour was it? Is it like?
Sort of beige.
Oh, it's probably a cricket. Yeah,
So anyway,
it's important.
So you were worried that crickets aren't aware of the dangers of wasps. You did a bit of leafleting amongst the cricketing community.
I just had a look online and saw that, it's a popular thing that happens. It's sort of like a bit of a mugging. He said you can leave them for about half an hour. They normally come round and they don't know they've had an egg put in their head.
Come round, they don't have a head, but there's no way it said
Well, he
that.
said they're normally stunned for about half hour.
Have you had an egg put in your head?
Fucking ostrich egg, by the way, it's coming out the top.
So anyway, so I picked it up, I placed it under a little tree. I said it's in the shade again. No wasps can see it there. Let's just leave it.
But you've just left that cricket to now die in agony when that maggot goes round his head and comes out a wasp and leaves the carcass.
Well, this is when Suzanne came up and said it wasn't moving. I sorted it.
What do
You
you mean?
sorted it.
She sorted it.
What do you,
You
what do you
wanna
want to
say
do?
anything
What
else?
do you mean?
Well, I said, what do you mean you sorted it? She said,
Rip
it's best that I
Pennywise.
don't tell you.
Right,
I've done.
sorry.
She said she sorted it.
Wait. Do you think that we're in the mafia and we're being wiretapped? Say what happened.
No, well, she just said she sorted it, and I said, what, sorted what? Because I'd forgotten about it at that point, I was painting. And
Right.
she said the cricket.
Right, what do you think she meant by sorted it?
Well, by the look on her face, the way she said it, I've known her for long enough, so I know that she meant it's not good news.
Yeah, so what happened?
So from that, I took for granted she means
Say it!
I've stopped it being, it's no longer in misery.
So what do you mean?
What?
What did she do?
She crushed its head. because she said it was moving
What,
about
specifically just the head? She just crossed the head.
with a stone.
She got a tiny head-shaped stone and
Squashed it, because that's where all the action is, isn't it? So she said it was too cruel watching it, sort of shaking about with its one leg and stuff. You had to kill it.
I imagine I had this vision that one day Suzanne just having to say to his parents,
I sorted it.
I sorted it. I had to put him out of his misery. I just couldn't bear to see the
You don't
twitching
like to know,
anymore.
do you?
No, you didn't like to know, but
Yeah.
I just took a rock.
Yeah, and just squashed its head. What was in it? There was nothing in it. It just caved in.
Was there an egg in it from a
No.
from a
It
wasp?
was like you know when you would get a blown egg and then you'd crush it and there was nothing. Nothing in it at all. Nothing in it
I
at
just
all.
think he seems happier. I'm certainly happier.
I was happier because I'm much happier because he's sort of he's more sensible without the head.
Yeah, we're still happy together, but now we use the dishwasher instead of him washing up.
Yeah.
When we've already got one that costs £100. What metaphor are you taking from this?
Just the way.
Yeah, so that's at the beginning. There was going to be a point you were going to extrapolate for this, like a fable. So what did you learn from that?
I thought I was doing right at the time. And
Well, that's it,
that's
isn't it?
important, isn't it?
And is it objective or subjective? You know, one person's evil is another person's good. Some people think abortion is the worst thing you could do. Others think it's a woman's right, and it's a kindness. Some people think that you should never kill under any circumstances. Other people say that some killing is morally right. Again, should an action be judged on its intent or its result? If someone said to you, "Oh, I thought I was doing a good thing," but you know they opened the windows and your cat fell out. They thought they didn't even know you had a cat.
Did they knock it though, or did it just jump out?
It just jumped out.
Well, I'd say it's not my fault. Your
No.
cat's daft.
No.
It was hot in here. I've
Right.
opened the window.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not getting the blame for that.
No, that wasn't my point, was it? That if you open the window, right, and they come home and you go, "Oh my God, the cat's jumped out and killed itself," you go, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I opened the window because I wanted to let some air in. I was doing a good thing."
So did I know it jumped out?
No.
I'd probably say you sure it didn't do that before I got here this morning. Did you have the window open?
Right.
I don't think looks like it's been there a while.
So
That's a bit
already,
hard.
you instantly don't want to be culpable for your own actions.
I mean, it is
Hang
your
on a
fault.
minute, it wasn't me who did it.
It is your fault the cat's dead.
yeah, it's an accident, but nevertheless, it's still your
Oh,
fault.
if it's definitely me, yeah, I'd say, yeah, it jumped out. I opened the window because it was hot in here. The cat jumped out, it's dead. Let's go and get another one.
Right.
I wouldn't worry that much about a cat.
Right. What if it was a baby?
Well, it's a bit awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it is. Carl, I'd like to ask you, if I may, stop twiddling that. Now, this is interesting. You were fiddling with a bit of plastic there, and it was annoying me. And I know that a lot of things annoy Ricky, get very infuriating for him. Social etiquette. Now, that's a very that's not obviously inscribed by law. These are just things which have built up in society. So, for instance, it's impolite to sneeze and then shake someone's hand.
Yeah.
It's
Or sneeze straight in their face and go, "Oh, sorry, I've got swine flu."
Now, those things are obviously good practice in terms of avoiding the spread of disease, so that makes sense. But other things
Also,
are
it
more
might just be
arbitrary.
disgusting. If someone hasn't got a disease, I don't like to see someone sneeze on the pavement or sniff or scratch their arse.
So social etiquette, I mean, how do you decide, I mean, what prevents you from being truthful and honest at all times?
I don't know, there's something in you, and sometimes you can just pop it out, can't you? I've been in a situation when I've said stuff and I've thought, why did I say that?
Go on.
But it's not always. In the dentist, last time I went to the dentist, sat in the reception bit, big fat woman comes up the stairs, massive she was, had a right sweat on.
Right.
She gets there and
Beth.
yeah, she was again, you know, I mean, she was friendly, dead friendly, but kind of like, you know, leggings on, sort of, you know, shoes but not on properly. She was stood on the heel.
Yeah,
You know, like she couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
It's like greasy hair, and she went up and she's been all happy and everything. And I think that's what annoyed me. So when she sort of said, "Oh yeah, I've lost weight," she was talking to the woman behind the counter, and she sort of said, "Yeah, I find it really difficult, especially living where I live and having to come down this high street because there's so many cake shops and everything." and she sort of said, you know, today I've walked past, normally I always have a coffee and a donut, but today, you know, I didn't have a coffee and a donut. And I just